Hey, what's up, guys? We're back, Sigma Swag Podcast with episode 4. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's rock and roll. We're full of energy and ready to take control.
Let's do it, baby.
I told you, you guys think I'm joking. Don't sleep on my rap album. That's coming out.
Yep, rap album for real.
The Sigma Swag is going to Sigma sing.
Oh, man. So today we are going to talk about passion and why passion is important. So have you ever noticed a difference between when somebody, it could be the same person, they'll do something that they're not passionate about versus something they are passionate about?
Absolutely. It's night and day.
Explain that. Like, how is it different?
Someone who's not passionate about something that they're doing, that's basically wasted energy on a task that they have no interest in, and they're just going to go through the motions. They may get it done, but it's going to take them an extremely long amount of time. It's going to
be done
very
badly.
substandard. They're going to be miserable while they're doing it. They're not going to be proud of what they're doing in any way, shape, or form. So actually, we can tie in pride and passion and how those correlate to one another, because if you're proud of something, you're going to be passionate about it. And if you're not, you're just not going to give a shit, and then it's going to show. Everyone's going to see, like, oh, he's dragging his feet, and he's late to work. He's getting fat because he keeps eating cupcakes. Little Debbie's what he's passionate about.
That's right. Hey, there you go. Passion. It shows. It shows.
Yeah.
But that's true, though. That's so true. Like, if you're going to do something, be passionate about it. I remember something that my grandpa told me years and years ago, and this always, like, reverberated with me, is he always told me, he was like, if you're going to play as hard as you can. If you work as hard as you can. And that always stuck with me. And it makes sense, because if you're going to do something, you should do it to the absolute best of your ability. And if you're not doing it to the best of your ability, like John just said, you're just wasting your time, and it's like, why are you even there?
Don't let little Debbie win. She's in your ear. Eat the cupcake. Try the yodels. It'll take you home. That's an inside joke. Most of you guys are probably not going to understand that. Maybe one day we'll play him the clip.
One day. Go look up, you want to see my pecker trip tank on YouTube. You'll see. You want to eat my little Debbie? You want to eat it?
No, I
You want to
don't.
eat my little Debbie?
I want to drink raw, bloody eggs with the feathers still on them and rise my testosterone to unnatural, godlike levels and take over. I don't even know what I want to. I was going to say
that
something.
was really inspirational there for a second. Keep going.
Well, I was going to say the internet, but then
we could totally take over the internet. You know what we would do? What would you do if you took over the internet?
That's a very large question. If I took over the internet, I would censor
all the liberals.
I would censor OnlyFans. Like, you could still go on OnlyFans, but it's gonna be like white snow, like shh, all the good stuff. Shh, can't see it.
It's gonna be
still have to pay.
TV static. You gotta pay to see TV static. All you're gonna see is the neck up and the waist down, and well, no, not the waist.
Maybe the ankles if you're lucky.
Maybe the ankles.
We're gonna bring back ankle porn in 2024. Look at these ankles. They're so shiny.
We have to have fat ankles, skinny ankles, ankles with wrinkly ankles.
Dude, we're going to give Feet Finder a run for its money.
Sweaty ankles, muddy ankles.
I feel like that would be popular.
I'm really on a roll here with these ankles. Rolled ankles that could be all swollen.
Break your ankles. Most popular in your local hood at the basketball court.
Yep. Yeah, so passion is very important. You can always tell the difference. It's kind of like standards. You can tell the difference in somebody who has passion about what they're doing and somebody who does not. It's a massive, and it's massively obvious is what I'm trying to say. And it's one of my pet peeves, actually. Like, if I'm at work and I see somebody just kind of sauntering along. I actually had a discussion with a dude during lunch one day this past week about sort of this same topic. And I told him, I'm like, look, from the moment you guys walk in here and you join my crew, I watch you, right? I watch how you guys walk. I watch how you carry yourself. I watch how you do your jobs. I watch how you guys, stack material. how you speak to one another, if you're on time or not, if you're on time coming back from breaks, what you eat. Like, I watch everything. I told them I know exactly who's who just from watching how you all conduct yourselves.
That's good. That's a sign of a great leader. And unfortunately, you can tell me if I'm wrong, I don't think Joe is in charge of the hiring process, because if he were, I think he would vet these guys extremely well. Are you in charge of the hiring process?
It used to be, not anymore.
So they just give him these random losers, and he has to sift through the losers. Sift through the loser pile and find like the least loser-ish person. Like,
I get an influx of temporary workers, and it's my job to make do with them. And then the company will ask me if I've like got somebody who deserves to be inside, and if I have, I'm like, yeah, this guy right here is doing good.
so you're basically like a modern day Spartan, and you're seeing who's going to drink the water on their hands and knees like dogs, and who's going to cup it in their hands and drink it.
Who gets chucked over the cliff?
All of them. Then you pick the ones that survive.
Passionate about chucking people over a cliff that deserve it.
I think the world might be a better place if people got chucked over cliffs more often.
Some of them actually deserve it. They really do. Like, the things that some people do, I'm just sit there and I'm looking at it. I'm just like, how do you survive on a daily basis? Like,
how do some of these people survive? And some of the crap food that they eat. Beanie Weenies, Nabs, Mountain Dew. What? Low testosterone?
So, like, we used to live up north, and that was never really a thing until we moved down here.
I didn't know what Nabs were when we moved down south.
Yeah, I walked into the first day of my job that I currently am at, and there's a dude eating a pack of Nabs, which is like those little crackers with the
peanut butter
in the middle, and drinking a Mountain Dew, and that was his breakfast
at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I was like, wow. Like, and then you walk around this place and see people with their like nasty teeth and all.
If they still have teeth.
Yeah. And it's just like you understand why things are the way they are in certain places, because you see people that have no standards, that are not passionate about themselves. If you're passionate about yourself, it's going to show. Like, because you're going to hold yourself to a higher standard. And so many people just don't do that. And it upsets me so bad, because I come from a background where if you are not giving 150% to what you're doing, like,
don't bother.
Yeah. Like, people are going to die. So when I see this, it just, oh my God, it gets on that last nerve, you know what I mean? To where it's like, you just want to grab them and shake them, be like, what's wrong with you? Like,
you just want to hold out your hand and tell them to choke themselves.
Choke yourself, Private Pile!
Now get up, you scumbag!
Yep.
Full Metal Jacket, great movie, highly recommend.
Really funny, you were talking about Little Debbie. He actually ate the Twinkie, didn't he? Oh, no, it was a jelly donut. It was a jelly donut. A jelly donut! So he sat there, and his whole platoon got smoked while he ate the jelly donut.
Moral of the story is don't eat the jelly donut.
Yeah. Don't drink the Kool-Aid either.
And definitely don't bring the, what's that, the milkshake? What was that thing that was going around a couple of years ago, maybe 10 years ago, about the milkshake brings all the boys to the yard?
Yeah.
What even was that?
It was just like a song about him. I think it's like a butt, like a nice booty, or milkshake, or maybe it's a milkshake. I don't know. Maybe it's titties. I'm not sure. But something was bringing all them boys to the yard, and it wasn't an actual milkshake. I had to guess.
So I don't know. Some of the stuff that people come up with nowadays.
The stuff that gets traction is strange.
Well,
All
it
them
just goes
Stanley
to
Cups.
show you that what kind of condition society is in, where certain things are acceptable and they blow up and become viral, and it's just like, what? Who do I share Earth with? Who are these people?
Stop the planet. I want off.
Yeah, it's like, stop. Like, let's pause. Let's get off. Let's go somewhere else where there's no losers.
Can you imagine how much better life would be if, like, technology never happened? literally think about it. People would build their own homes. We would grow our own food, hunt our own food, and we would just live good, like healthy, simple lives.
Everyone would be in shape. There wouldn't be fat people. People would have to work to survive, which is actually, we've gotten to a point in Western society where people don't have to work and they're still allowed to survive. They breathe air do nothing.
At some point, the law of nature just ceases to exist because, like what he just said, yeah, you don't do anything and you're still allowed to live. Like, that never used to be the case. And that's a big reason of why things are the way they are. Everybody's used to welfare and being able to have handouts and stuff for being absolutely useless.
That actually reminds me of something that I was thinking about earlier this week. So Joe's in a blue-collar job. I used to be. This is the past 6 months probably. I've gotten fortunate enough to take a job in more of a white-collar environment. And I'm in your bigger cities, different ones at different times of the year. I'm always going somewhere, traveling on the road. So I'm able to now go have lunch at these nice lunch spots. And you see these other white-collar people walk in with their nice suit and tie, and they have their expensive, fancy lunch with their clients, and then they go back to their little job at their desk. I'm here to tell you, someone that has been on both ends of the realm, blue-collar and 12-hour days, dirty, hot, cold, to now in a white-collar environment. White-collar America is complete bullshit. They are the most inefficient workers I have ever seen in my life. They do not work hard. Now, there's some people that are going to be watching this that genuinely do work hard, and I applaud them for that. They're probably doing 3 people's jobs just to get by, yeah. Just to get by, to feed their family, and I respect that 100%. But what I'm talking about is those people that they go in, they start their day at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. They have their coffee. They sit around bullshitting for 15, 20 minutes with their coworkers about what they did over the weekend. Watch this show, blah, 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 did this, ate at this restaurant. They talk, they go to work, then they go to the bathroom. Now it's time for another meeting where they talk about something that nothing gets done. I'm telling you, I've seen they are just in, and they're getting paid all this money, way more money than a blue-collar worker who's doing real work. I would say that you could take white-collar America, cut it down by at least 30 to 35%, and you would see an increase in productivity. That is what kind of a scam. And then you're paying for college to get into these jobs to sit there and do nothing. Remember when Elon Musk bought Twitter? How many of those employees did he fire?
Bro, he got rid of like 90%, if I remember right.
Now, I don't know if you knew this or not, it's called X.
Yeah, I heard that.
I actually just recently found that out. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, he fired like 90% of the workforce at Twitter, I think.
But you know what?
Because he was like, wow, this is really like grossly inefficient, and we don't need all of you. Like, what are all of you doing here? Like, they're literally probably just sitting there censoring posts. Like, oh, I don't like this one. Hurt my feelings. Delete. Oh, you're banned.
I wonder if they had different units within Twitter when it was Twitter. Like, all right, you're going to be in the offended unit, so go find stuff that offends you. Like, they put it on your application, like, are you easily offended? Yes, okay, you're over here with these guys, go be offended by this, and then censor it.
I guarantee you that's what Facebook still does. I bet you.
I don't know what Facebook does, but the fact that you have a social media platform where your speech is limited is absolutely insane.
Okay, I want to talk about that for a minute, because that has always been one thing that pisses me off royally. First of all, in the United States, if you want to operate your business in the United States, you must abide by all of our laws. We have freedom of speech in this country, and all these platforms that are censoring stuff and have all these, little community guidelines and standards that like are complete crap. That is nonsense. Like, there should be a lawsuit for every single time somebody gets banned or has a post taken down, regardless of what side of the fence you're on, left or right, doesn't matter. If they want to operate that in the United States, it must comply with all of our laws. And the fact that it doesn't is unlawful, and it needs to be dealt with.
It's un-American.
Well, I'm telling you what, I'm going to get to the point in my life where I'm able to bring those people to court, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
They need to be.
Yep, I'm going to sue them for every time that I've been banned or had a post taken down for a community standards violation.
We actually had one of our videos taken down because we said that,
I said the word fat.
yeah, men are fat and lazy.
Yep.
It was probably a fat, lazy guy that got triggered. He was probably
was.
a fat, lazy TikTok worker. Oh, I'm going to eat this jelly donut.
I'm gonna eat this jelly donut and ban his post while he's got slobber.
Jelly
down the side.
cream rolling down the side of his useless cheeks.
With
Fat scum.
with a yeast infection somewhere.
Probably had
People like,
smegma.
I bet you somebody like that smells of yeast. Just think about it, right? Like just all the junk I bet you they sweat yeast. It just sounds so nasty.
It is. That's
it's
probably
gross.
100% what's going on.
I guarantee it. But anyways, yeah. Eventually, one day I'm going to sue Facebook and everybody else.
You know what's funny? The people that used to work at Twitter, and now Twitter is called X, so they can't say they're an ex-employee because then that would mean they're still working there.
That's funny. That's genius, actually. I bet you he did that on purpose.
I used to work at
It seems like he likes the letter X, though, because you got to figure like SpaceX. Now he named Twitter X. Like, I think he just has a thing for X's.
Is he one of those guys that gets back with their ex?
X marks the spot. I don't know.
X does mark the spot.
It's weird. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, pretty cool that he did that, though.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Elon Musk.
Score one for free speech.
He's interesting. He's a character. He's different, but he's a cool guy. I like him. I think the fact that what he's done with Twitter, I really respect him for that.
You know what you were talking about, how the white collar stuff?
Yeah.
I was reading, I like to read about a bunch of weird stuff, but anyways, at Tesla, in order to increase productivity, you know what they do? They don't have a traditional like chain of command structure. If somebody sees a problem and they've got a way to fix it, they can go ahead and they can take the initiative and make whatever changes they want, but they better be able to answer for it one way or the other. I thought that was really cool.
So
it takes all the bureaucracy out. If you see an issue and you've got an idea to fix it, you can go ahead and try it.
But if it doesn't
Without
work
having to-
and you have to slow the production line
Yeah,
down,
you need to-
etc.,
you're gonna-
then
yeah.
you better be able to answer for
Yeah,
that.
you better be able to have a good reason as to why you did that. And I thought that was dope.
I've actually never heard of that before.
Like there are all these like perfect example. One day at my job, I was doing some plasma cutting, and the plasma cutter kept blooming and showering me with sparks. And so I wanted to go and get like a protective leather apron, and I asked them, I was like, hey, can the guy in purchasing run out real quick and buy me an apron? They're like, oh yeah, we gotta figure it out here, whatever, waiting to hear back from them. And I was like, forget this. I'm going up the road. I'm going to buy it myself. I'm going to come back, and we're going to do it.
Dude,
and
that's
they were
awesome.
like, well, no, we don't want you to spend your money. I was like, listen, I don't care what you want. I'm the one getting burnt here. It doesn't matter what they're talking about up there and how long it's going to take them way too long. I can do this. I hopped on my bike, rode around the corner of the store, and I was back at work not even 10 minutes later, banging away with my little leather apron, not getting burned anymore.
And you're able to be productive and efficient, and most importantly, get the job done. That's what matters.
Yep. Like I didn't have to sit there and wait for somebody else to come out of their office and decide they're going to go do it and shop around. No, I knew what I needed. I went and I got it, and I got back to work.
And it took all of 10 long minutes. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, a lot of times, you need to rely on more common sense. Right. It just made better sense for me to go and do it. I'm not going to sit there and wait for somebody else to go and do it when I can easily go and do it myself and take care of it.
Take the initiative.
It seems like some people love complicating things these days. Like the more complicated it is, the more happier they are.
But I know exactly why people do that. One of the reasons why. People will overcomplicate things to feel smarter about a very simple decision. So now they've decided on this whatever direction they're going to go in, and they're like, oh, I figured that out. I am so smart. They pat themselves on the back while giving themselves a jelly donut reach around.
White collar America.
Lazy. Stupid. And they really think they're like, you imagine, like, okay, so when I transitioned from a blue collar job, 12-hour days, 5 days a week, to a white collar job, like 8.5, 9-hour days, 5 days a week, the first thing I noticed was like, holy crap. I would clock out at the end of the day, go home. I'd need to do something physical. Like I was actually wound up full of energy because I was literally just sitting at my desk and on the phone and getting up here and there. But I was like, I really need to, like, I'm craving, my body is craving physical activity. And then I got to thinking on the other end of the spectrum, those people that were just born in that type of work, went to college and never really had to try too hard. Their parents put them through the best schools, and now they can go get this good job making a lot of money somewhere. And that's, I mean, if that's
There's
you,
nothing
then
wrong
that's
with that,
fine.
but-
But some people were just born into that. That's all they've ever known. They've never actually had to do real hard work. So now they're actually tired from working all day. Like I can imagine being tired from a blue or a white collar job. Like there's like, okay, mentally, sure, but as soon as you start to do something physically, all that mental fatigue clears up and goes away. All those
Yeah, it's true.
endorphins are rushing because you're getting in the reps, your blood's pumping, you're getting oxygen to your brain and your muscles.
Well, that's why I was saying it'd be better if we lived simpler lives. You know, like before I was saying everybody grows and hunts for their food, builds their own homes
That's
and
true.
stuff. Like humans were meant to move around and stuff. We were never meant to do.
There's a saying that reminds me of, and it's very short and simple, like you were just saying, simple. Movement is medicine.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Movement's medicine. Have you ever seen somebody who is suffering from, I don't know, obesity? Start moving. It
Yeah.
gets better
You lose weight.
quickly. I mean, it's not rocket science. Again, back to overcomplicating things. So, well, we need to make his stomach smaller so that he can't eat so much and be a fat ass. And then the said fat ass
Their stomach will keep expanding.
keeps
like-
eating jelly donuts, but now he just eats half of a jelly donut. So now he's still a fat ass.
Yep. Because your body still takes all that sugar and
Turns it to boiling
up.
blubber.
blubber.
Don't be a boiling, blubberous, glutinous loser.
I wonder how much hate we're gonna get for all this. I hope it's a bunch.
I hope it's a lot.
I hope. Oh my gosh, I hope.
We're really going to be, oh, he said that was a glutinous blubber. I can't eat jelly donuts.
Correct.
Yeah. This is how passionate we feel about this subject.
Very passionate. Being physically, mentally fit, and having the proper mindset for things. I hate when I see, like, you ever seen somebody? Okay, there's this kid that used to work for me, and he would just kind of saunter along through things. Like he would like
Spare me.
The thing is I know that if he actually would try, he would be able to do something. But he would be like, I don't know, there's this one day something was stuck under like a piece of wood, and he was like gently tugging at it. I'm just like, get out of the way! Like, what are you doing? And I just pull it, and it came right out. And I'm sitting there like, it took me barely any effort to get it out. And I'm sitting there looking at him like, you couldn't pull this out. And he would tell me he had like played football in high school and stuff, and I'm just like, dude, how? What did you do? Were you the water boy? Like,
He wouldn't have been able to, yeah, he carried the empty water jug back because
because
the full jug's too heavy. He's weak.
Like when I just want to yell and scream at these people and just force them to do push-ups until I get tired.
That's actually part of what's people have just become so weak. We have become a very weak society because once again everything is done for people. There's no need to go out there and actually survive. No one knows what survival is. There are people that
Everybody,
Very few.
Very few. Most people in Western society, like mostly like the United States and Canada, I would say probably.
What's Canada? What?
Like if we're so concerned with being politically correct and being woke and including, you know, black people and everything and trying to, you know, just include everybody and accept everything and everyone and all this other stuff and making things white when they should be black and black when they should be white and all this other stuff. It's just like, when real life batters down the door and comes in, all of this is going to completely dissipate and everyone is going to die.
That's really like right now. Everyone is like fattened cattle that just
just
get
waiting
the
for the
best
slaughter.
grain every day.
Listen,
they get their water.
The reality of life on Earth is war. and it's struggle and it's hardship. All of this that everybody is enjoying in this country right now is an anomaly. Okay, it's not normal.
Last.
It's not going to last. And everybody has gotten so lulled in complacency that when it ends, they're going to drop like flies.
It's going to be a very rude awakening. It's like slaughter day. The pigs and the cattle that the farmers have spent time feeding all the best grain, and they're just so fattened, they don't move as much. No
Chow
activity. Time. No one's getting their activity. You're becoming fat and weakened mentally and physically. You think
Chow time.
You think your brokey white collar sit at a desk all day and type on a computer job is hard?
Just wait, it gets better.
You could take me or him or both of us, because it would at least I would have some entertainment. I wouldn't get bored. Throw us in the woods right now. I guarantee you could come back in a year and we will be doing just fine.
We'll be doing great. We'll have built a little castle out of trees. We'll build a log cabin castle.
I have a bow and arrow sniper rifle.
That's right.
Squirrels would be scared.
We'd be the king of that forest. I'd have a pet wolf. Forget a pet wolf. I'd lead the pack. I would have an entire wolf pack. I would be like, woo! You guys go over there.
Make them do your bidding.
Yeah, I would.
Now, wolves are actually really cool. And if you've ever seen a wolf or got to pet one in real life, they're much bigger than dogs, and they howl and bark, and their voice is just different than like a regular dog.
Yo, there was a truck driver that had one. He came through the lot.
Maybe that's who because the one I saw was a truck driver at my old job.
It might have been, because he there was some guys that had been talking to him, and he showed it to him. Dude, this thing was massive. It was huge.
Well, I remember someone had said that he had a wolf, so I walked over to the truck. I was like, "Hey, man, someone said you had a wolf." I was like, "Have you got a wolf in here?" He just looked at me. He just opened the door, and it was behind the driver's side seat, and he was just sitting there looking at me. I was like,
them
I started
eyes,
petting
right?
him. He was, just a majestic creature for sure. Wolves are beautiful.
I want a wolf so bad. Oh my god.
I also think bears are cute.
Bears are great. I want just all the animals. I just want all the animals.
Yeah.
Just get them when they're little babies and just
pet them, give them a milk bottle. Teach them to bite liberals, like use that like blue hair. Like, do you know how bulls charge after red? It's like blue hair. Yeah. Go get them. Get them.
That's funny.
And that would be cool.
What? I wonder what it was that made people start doing all that weird coloring to their hair, like all those bright.
Because they don't have they're not comfortable in their own skin because they haven't accomplished anything in life because they've not experienced hardship, so they feel like they have to do this other stuff to make up for what they lack. They have to express themselves with different color hair dye. They have to dress a certain way and just present themselves in such a...
So they basically need attention. They need to be like recognized.
Recognized for being a fucking weirdo. That's what it is. I go to Asheville, North Carolina quite a lot.
God,
I really cannot stand it. People are so weird. I'm going to start a business that specializes in nothing but blue hair dye, and I'm going to become a millionaire.
Just out in
Asheville.
Asheville.
They all have blue hair. They're tree huggers. A lot of the women don't shave their armpits or legs. It's disgusting.
That's gross, man.
Like, why would you not do that?
It's interesting to talk to those people, though. Like, you ever just, like... Well, you've had that experience, right? Where you were just, like, chatting with one of them one night or whatever, and...
They have a lot of anger.
Yeah, they do. They are very... For all the tolerance and acceptance that they preach, they're very angry, intolerant people.
That's a great point because their minds will be so widened, but then when you go to input your narrow, simple interjection on the way things should be very simple, they start to get frantic and just downright angry and aggressive. And for someone who's so small and frail and weak, they sure have a loud mouth.
Yeah, they don't. Well, that right there comes back to, I think, people being comfortable insulting people
without getting punched in the face for it.
Punched in the face, yeah.
We need to bring back face punches and brawls.
Yeah, we need to bring back knuckle sandwiches.
I'm going to DoorDash someone a knuckle sandwich. Ding, ding.
Ooh, gotcha.
That's another thing. I've been seeing a lot of these videos going around of people throwing hands, not guns or knives, nothing like that. Instead of I would let them fight it out, unless it was something where someone was like knocked unconscious and
Getting
someone
killed.
kept hitting them.
Yeah.
Like that's
but if
unacceptable.
people are fighting, let them fight. Quit being like, oh, stop, break it up. Let them fight.
There was a video I saw of some woman. It was at a car wash. These two older guys were going at it, geriatric style. It was like slow motion fight, and it wasn't slow motion. It was super cool to see. Like one would swing, the other guy would duck. It looked like if you sped it up, it'd be like the coolest action movie you've ever
Everybody
seen.
was kung fu
I don't know
fighting.
if they were geriatric brawling. Anyways, this woman was like, guys, stop, guys. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Like, why would you even want them to stop? They want to fight, let them fight.
Yeah, guys,
let them settle it.
And you're just like filming, like, like what?
We live in this stupid era where everyone wants to just sue everybody else.
That's why no one fights, because of these stupid laws. But what Joe was saying earlier, as soon as society collapses and war comes about, and it will come,
It'll come.
it'll come. All this suing and all that other stuff is going to go right out the window.
Because you're not going to be able to do it. It's not going to exist.
It won't exist.
You're going to have to throw hands. We'll see who's who then.
Yeah, I'm gonna rip that blue hair right out of their skulls. Now I'll protect those that can't protect themselves because I'm a nice guy.
But let somebody cross us.
Be a good opportunity for us to break out our swords and run someone through.
Oh man, having a sword has its advantages. That's for sure.
Yeah. What if all the bullets in the world one day just disappeared? You're just left with all you have is your sword and your name.
That's all I would need. That'd be good.
And a shield may help.
Yeah.
But a nice old-fashioned duel. Someone's not walking away from that. I might be missing a couple fingers, but I'll die an honorable death if I'm slain. Which is not going to happen, because no one else has hours practicing with a sword.
That's right. And plus, he's got a brother like me, and I'm not going to let anything happen to him like that. So
That's another thing that's actually super uncommon these days is siblings that are super close, where if you screw with one, the other one's going to come after you.
Yeah.
A lot of siblings are just at that point where they can't get along with each other. I think that's so weird.
Like, how does that even happen? Like, it's your brother or your sister, and you guys are at odds. Like, I couldn't imagine being at odds with him.
If we were, guess what? We'd fight it out until
Yeah, that's right. We'd fight.
one of us won.
That's it.
And then the other one would be right.
Yeah, and then
And
the other one would
then
call
we'd-
mom.
Turn the podcast back on.
Yep, exactly.
Simple. And the common denominator is that we both got our asses whooped growing up.
Yeah, we did, 100%.
We would act up, spanking. You
Yep.
would act up, spanking. And I don't feel abused.
We weren't abused.
That's the fact that kids call their parents for spanking them. They need
Stupid. They need to be spanked harder.
Yeah.
Like, bend over, your little munchkin. I'll show you abused.
Yep. Or you can just throw the whole kid away. The adoption facilities right down the road. Like, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with little Timmy.
He's broken here. I need a new one. Babe, we're making another kid.
I don't know if I'd want to make another kid after a failed
Well, no.
experiment.
Well, you see, there would be no failed experiments.
Spanking
Because
solve
you know
a
what?
lot of problems.
When they're young like that and you're able to nurture them and to program them how you want them to be programmed, it's a piece of cake.
It's really hard to program your kids when you're too busy buying the next iPhone, driving the nicest car, buying them Jordans and the nicest clothes. Now you're essentially giving permission to the government and the daycare to raise your kids when they're at their most critical age of development.
I've got something radical to say. All right, now hear me out. I really think that people should focus more on raising their children instead of building their career, right? Because the children are the future. I think that public schools should be empty because the mothers take enough interest in their children to teach them at home, teach them your values and principles instead of allowing the state to teach them all this nonsense that they do today. You want to change like the country rapidly? Start with that. This place will be upside down overnight.
That is a fantastic point. I am 100% with that.
Like everybody wants to be afraid because, oh, there's school shootings. Guess what? There wouldn't be any if you would take responsibility as a parent and figure it out, okay? I know it would be hard, but it's worth it. Your kids are 100% worth it. Everybody's like, oh, I live for my kids, blah, 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 blah. I die for my kids. Would you really? Homeschool them. Go ahead.
A lot of people don't even have the patience to homeschool. It takes a special kind of woman, and it takes, I think, a traditional style woman is one that's going to sit home and homeschool her kids. I think another woman who is not one with traditional values is going to think that's not her job. She's going to somehow push that off to someone else and think it's someone else's job because she has to go to work.
Guess what? She needs to get over it. All this stuff can be learned. You can learn to be patient. You can learn to be disciplined. All right?
Yep.
Lack of it is not an excuse. Right? It doesn't matter. Like, oh, we need to make ends meet, this and that and the other. Well, a lot of people also live way beyond their means, too.
Most people.
Most people. Right? It doesn't matter how nice a car you got. It doesn't matter all these things, right? All that matters is, like, if you're a parent, is, like, bringing your children up. Because that's the future.
That's the most important thing in general for for society.
I just hate that when I see, like, people sending their kids to daycare. Like, figure it out, okay? Figure it out. Teach your kid.
Yep.
Instruct them. Rear them.
The problem is, too, a lot of people that have these kids aren't even ready. And I'm not talking about an age or financial position or somewhere where you're at in your career. I'm just saying, like, you are mentally not ready to be a parent, yet you're going to have a kid and bring him into this world when you yourself are not at a point where you can properly raise them and instill discipline. Kids these days do not have discipline like they should, and that's a huge, huge problem that needs to change.
Everybody upset because your order is always wrong at the fast food place. Guess what? Some kid put it together who's not disciplined. That's why it's wrong.
That's why your coffee came out with I don't even know, cream instead of, what's that? Of sweet cream, or I don't know. I don't understand these Starbucks terms because
we drink our coffee black because we're men.
We do drink our coffee black.
See, so
rises your testosterone and cigars.
That's right. All great things.
I had this one girl. I had posted a picture of me smoking a big fat cigar in the mountains of Colorado. Beautiful. She was like, "You shouldn't be smoking. Smoking's bad." I'm like, smoking is actually a cigar on occasion is actually full of a lot of health benefits. He's like, no, it's not. It's bad. It causes cancer. Guess what I did today?
Smoked another cigar.
And guess who's reaping all of the health benefits? Me.
All day, every day.
Guess who's invisible? Her. She's probably one of those women that don't pay attention when they drive. Have you ever been going down the highway and just looked over at the cars you're passing or people passing you? Every woman is on their phone. They're like, boop, 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 look up, boop, 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 look up. It's like they're not paying attention. No wonder why all their tires on that right side have debris in them from the side of the road. No wonder why their fenders are cracked.
Most of the time,
they hit curbs.
Most of the time when I look at somebody who's driving, it's because they were driving stupid. They're either driving super slow or they're swerving, and that's always what it is.
They're on their phone.
They're looking at their phone. Yeah. I'm just like, and it is mostly women. You're right.
Women, they don't pay attention when they're driving at all. A lot of them, and I don't like people say women are bad drivers or whatever. Women don't drive slow. Women fly.
Yeah, and they want to like talk trash about us for like stuff that we do, but like
drive better, then come talk to me.
Lead foot.
And then they get pulled over and they start crying, or either that or just like,
let me go, officer.
Pull their shirt down, fluff them up a little bit, and it's like, I'm so sorry, I was on my way to class and I was Snapchatting my friend.
I didn't realize I did that.
Then they try to get it. I'll let you go if you give me your number. Okay. And then they don't text them back. A poor simp. With a badge. That's not a cop. That's a simp with a badge. Don't be a simp with a badge.
Yeah. Don't be a simp at all.
What's the number one common trait of a simp? Like, what is something that every simp has in common?
There's so much. I don't know. Are you looking for something specific? Or
yeah, just generally speaking, what makes a simp a simp?
He caters to women. Like bends over backwards. Like,
willing to do whatever. Yeah. The only woman that you should do that for, well,
your mom.
It's your mother and your wife. If you have asked a woman to be your wife, then you should protect her and take care of her and make sure that all her needs are met. But she should not be your primary focus. Your primary focus as a man is your destiny goal. And your goals and your purpose in life. She's just there to be a helpmeet.
Yep.
And that's facts.
That's how things work best.
That's the best dynamic. A man in his role, a woman in his role.
Her role.
Her role. Excuse me.
Would take.
Time for a water break.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sore right now. Oh, I need something to eat.
Well, I think that we've ranted enough. Hopefully we've offended as many people as we possibly can offend in a day. We will be back.
Hopefully we've offended you to the point where you take action and become somebody who isn't offended by this anymore. That's the goal.
That's how you know you're growing. I'm no longer offended. I pay attention when I drive.
I eat healthy foods and make good choices.
I've canceled jelly donuts.
And I say whatever I want on Facebook because they don't ban me anymore.
And I'm not going to attack somebody for smoking cigars because guess what? They do have health benefits.
Oh, man. All right, guys, it's been real. It's been fun, and it actually has been real fun. We'll catch you guys next time.
Next time on the Sigma Swag Podcast, look out for episode number 5.
Stay dangerous.